Hi, and welcome to Relax, part of Slowdown September with Yoga Borne. And relax is our Yoga Nidra practice. So, our deep relaxation, meditation, often called Yogic Sleep. It's a really accessible and inclusive practice. There's no need for movement or very little movement. And you could be seated for this practice, or you could be lay down on the earth, on the back or the side of the body, maybe even tucked up in bed if you're practicing in the evening. So decide where your Nidra nest is going to be. Grab anything that you will need for that. So think of comfort, cushioning, warmth. Maybe you need to hit pause and hit play when you are ready. So as you start to tuck yourself into your Nidra nest, you may be seated. For the purpose of this Nidra, I'll be making reference to the practice if you're lying down, but if you're seated, that's fine. And if you feel that you may fall asleep, but you do need to wake up at the end of this Nidra. Perhaps you're practicing in the morning or in the daytime, or you just don't want to drift off into hours worth of sleep. It's been known to happen with myself. Then maybe set an alarm. So you could set a 30-minute alarm, say, for this practice. If you're practicing with other people and you're a snorer, that's fine. But maybe consider lying on the side of the body rather than the back of the body. And support your body with all the props that you may need, maybe a slim pillow or cushion under the head, placing the arms and the legs however you find them comfortable, cover with a blanket for warmth. And as you start to settle, just scanning through the body and adjusting anything else. So the clothes, the hair, accessories, anything that may prove to be a distraction or discomfort. And you then just continue into this process of settling until eventually you come to a point of relative stillness. And if you do feel uncomfortable or the calling to move at any point, perhaps take a couple of deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and see if you can resettle. If not, that's fine. Feel free to change your position or to move the body, but do so in a really calm and mindful way. And if you haven't already, an invitation to close the eyes or soften the gaze, and perhaps the eyes remain closed for the whole of this practice. There'll be short lengths of silence during the practice, just to allow you to absorb. And there's no right or wrong way to practice Yoga Nidra. So this is your own personal experience, the own inner workings of your mind. And you may remain awake for the practice. You may find yourself slipping in and out of sleep and wake. That could be just part of your journey. If you notice that you've kind of just drifted off, draw yourself back to the sound of my voice. Draw yourself back to the fact that you're practicing Yoga Nidra. Take with you what resonates. Leave the rest behind. Welcome to this practice of Yoga Nidra, connecting us to the energy of the Virgo new moon. And as you settle into your space, into this point of stillness, let's bring awareness to the earth beneath you. So becoming aware of perhaps the spaces between the earth and your body. Bring awareness to the vast sky above you. Even though you may not be able to see it, can you visualize it in the mind? The darkness of a night sky, twinkling stars, the absence of the moon as she ends one cycle and prepares to begin again, but not the absence of the energy of the moon. And perhaps as you soften and settle further, you notice that the spaces between the body and the earth become smaller. the boundaries of the body, the edges of the body, perhaps they start to almost feel like they blur and spread. Welcome a deep inhale into the belly. And release a full exhale out of the mouth. Let's take 2 more like that. Breathe in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Last one. Breathe in. Breathe out. And now allowing the breath just to find its natural flow. We'll move our awareness, our attention to our intention, sometimes called a sankalpa, but name is not important. It's the meaning, the truth, the intention that is. So the new moon can be the closing of one cycle, beginning of the next. And this particular new moon brings with it the energy of organizing, decluttering, releasing, perhaps even new perspective or shifting perspectives. Now, maybe that resonates with you. Perhaps there's a word there or that forms a sentence as an intention. Perhaps not. And you don't even have to work with a sankalpa or intention if you feel that that doesn't work for you. And if nothing comes to mind, but you would like this sankalpa, this gentle focus point in the mind, then I offer you this. I welcome the energy of the new moon to guide me towards rest, release, and renewal. Maybe just repeating that once more in the mind. And now we'll begin our journey of awareness around the body. So there's no need to physically move unless you feel the calling to. Just following the sound of my voice as we journey around the land of the body. And we're beginning with awareness of the mouth, the inner mouth, the tongue, the lower jaw, lower row of teeth, upper row of teeth, the gums. Now to the upper lip, the lower lip, and perhaps the gentle space between the lips. Awareness to the cheeks, the right ear, left ear, tip of the nose, right nostril, left nostril, right eyelid, left eyelid, right eye, left eye, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, and the space between the brows. The right temple, the left temple, the forehead, top of head, back of head, and the whole of the head and the face. Can you be aware of the whole of the head and the face? Our journey moves towards the right hand and the right hand thumb. The first finger, second finger, third finger, and the little finger. Palm of the hand, back of the hand, and the whole of your right hand, whole of the right hand. The right wrist, forearm, elbow, upper right arm, shoulder, right armpit, ribs, right waist, hip, right thigh, kneecap, back of knee, lower leg, ankles, right heel, the sole of the foot, the top of the foot, the right big toe. Second, third, fourth, and the baby toe. The whole of that right foot. Can you be aware of the whole of that right foot? Journeying your awareness to the left baby toe, the fourth, third, second, and the left big toe. Top of the foot, sole of the foot, heel of that left foot, and the whole of the left foot, the entire left foot. Left ankle, lower leg, kneecap in the back of the knee, the left thigh, hip, ribs, left waist to the left armpit, shoulder, upper arm, elbow, forearm, left wrist, back of the hand, and the palm of the hand. The baby finger, fourth, third, second finger, left hand thumb. The whole of that left hand, entire left hand. And let's gently shift our awareness now, slightly different space, coming towards the groin. And to the right buttock, left buttock, to the lower back, mid back, upper back, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, the space between the shoulder blades, back of the neck, back of the head. And just this awareness of a comfortable heaviness as the head rests to the earth. Let's take our awareness now to the throat space, that gentle dip of the throat space, across to the right collarbone, the left collarbone, and the space that exists between the collarbones. Right chest, left chest, middle of the chest, the upper abdomen, the navel, the lower abdomen. Then we arrive back at the groin space. And can you become aware now of the whole of the spine, the whole of the head, the whole of the right arm, entire left arm, both arms together, the right hand, the left hand, both hands together, the whole of the right leg, whole of the left leg, both legs together. The front of the body, the back of the body, the sides of the body, as you see or feel this in your experience. Is it possible to cultivate an experience and an awareness of the entire body, everything connected, resting as one? You're supported by the earth, perhaps the vision of that twinkling night sky above. And just become aware now of the tide of your own breath. And we follow this tide without any desire to alter it. So that can be tricky. If you notice yourself getting into altering the breath, can you release? Let's let go of that desire a little bit. And can you envision, feel, experience the breath flowing up and down the spine? So with each natural inhale, breath flows from the tailbone up the spine. Perhaps it reaches the crown of the head, perhaps not. And with the exhale, the breath flows down from the crown of the head. Maybe it comes towards the tailbone, perhaps not. Just stay with this breath for a little while longer. Notice any distraction. I've just noticed as I'm recording the distraction of my noisy neighbors. And you might even be able to hear, my background noise here. Notice your background noise. Draw yourself back to that calm, that energy, breath, just gently flowing up and down the spine. And allow that awareness to dissolve. Now, following the sound of my voice as I state these random things, can you visualize each one in the mind, just flicking from visual to visual? A white feather, a black cat stretching, a single snowflake, a shooting star, a single sunflower, a purple heart, a red car, a crackling log fire, an elephant, a single blade of grass, a starry night. Beginning to become aware of the four corners of the room, as you might see that in your mind or feel it surrounding your body. The four corners of your mat, if you're using one, or perhaps your bed, your chair. So something a little bit closer in. And then the four corners of your body as you see or feel that. Just embracing, soaking in these final stages of our Yoga Nidra practice. And an invitation to move back towards your Sankalpa, your intention, your word. Just remind yourself of that. I'll remind you of the one I offered. I welcome the energy of the new moon to guide me towards rest, release, and renewal. Just taking a deeper breath in through the nose, expand the belly. Breathe out through the mouth. Feel everything soften. And with the eyes closed, if that still feels okay for you, can you cast your awareness out to the furthest sound you can hear? Can we feel neutral about that sound? It's not uncommon to take a like or a disliking. And let's move that awareness just in a little bit closer. Is there any sound that's a little bit closer? And you might be in a space that's very quiet. So you may have to search a little bit harder. And can you eventually bring awareness to the sound of your own breath? Maybe you take a deep breath. And as I guide you in a moment, I'm going to count down from 10 to 0 out loud. And as I do so, you're just slowly becoming aware that this practice of Yoga Nidra is drawing to a close. There's no need to move during the count unless you feel drawn to. Just allowing my voice to continue to be your guide. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. This practice of Yoga Nidra is complete. So perhaps take a deeper breath and take your time here as you start to reawaken the body. So moving calmly, mindfully in a way that works for you, a stretch, a roll around, and eventually just bringing yourself into a seated position. Again, take another deep breath in and out. And be aware of the earth beneath you. Welcome a sense of grounding. It's not unusual to feel a little bit spaced out or kind of fuzzy after the practice. So just be aware of this. Perhaps have a sip of water or herbal tea, a little bite of chocolate, and just give yourself the time and space that you need for a couple of breaths, a couple of moments to re-find your grounding. And when you choose to rise up from your Nidra, do so with strength and with a sense of renewal. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope you enjoyed the practice. Don't forget to check out all of our other practices, Slowdown September, and many, many more, all free on Yoga Borne YouTube. Take really good care of yourself. Until next time, bye.